Hello everyone, and welcome back to Modern Warships with Terry. Today we'll be looking at our very first Tier 3 ship. And that's the free one that you get from, daily logins. If you've been logging in for 30 days straight, you get the Varyag, the Tier 3 Russian Navy cruiser. Yes, we actually have cruisers. I completely missed that in the beginning. We actually have cruisers in the game. So the Varyag is a Slava class cruiser, and these things were designed in the 1960s and built around the 1980s for the Soviet Union. And they were meant to be, anti-ship missile cruisers. As you can relatively clearly see, the rather funky looking array of 8 tubes of missile launchers on each side of this thing. So these were sort of the like a more conventional version of the nuclear powered cruisers, the larger, more expensive ones that they had. And these things, I think 3 of them still exist and are now today serving in the Russian Navy. And one is not quite complete, which is sitting around somewhere in the Ukraine. But obviously, given that the Ukraine and the Russians aren't getting along very well with each other at the moment, there's probably little chance that one's going to be finished. But that's what these things are. So what do we have in game? Obviously, it's not quite a complete missile cruiser as you would sort of expect. There's a little bit of a theme here developing, I feel. Like the specialty of the Russian ships is the AA. And this is more of a multi-role cruiser here, sort of. So we do get 2 missile batteries, because obviously, clearly these 16 tubes here are just for decoration. We get one gun turret up in the front. We get 2 of these anti-submarine mortars / grenade launcher thingies, and we get a metric arse ton of AA, if I may say so myself. So we have 2 of the Kashtan M, and I'm not sure if it came with these, or if I just refitted it with these, but we've got 2 in front here. We've got 4 around the center superstructure, 2 on each side, and we've got 2 of these things sitting more towards the rear. So these are bigger surface-to-air missiles, and we've got a helicopter. No torpedoes though on this thing though. So let's have a very quick look at the equipment. There is a particular thing with the Tier 3 equipment. So if we were looking up here, I see these are the Tier 3 missiles, but there's more coming. So I'm currently at level 18, and once I get to level 20, there's actually more stuff that I could purchase. There's also legendary items, as we've all kind of seen. So for example, it was one of the gun turrets, I think. That thing here. So, no, it wasn't legendary, it was epic. So I would assume that at level 20, we're going to start seeing more of these things, which means that unlike in the other tiers, there's a Tier 3 level 15 equipment, and then there's Tier 3 level 20 equipment, and I don't know if that goes even further. One thing I've noticed is that occasionally in Tier 3 battles, I get completely nuked out of the water very, very quickly. And I mean that literally. So I do have the feeling that there is some vastly advanced weaponry. So when I'm talking about this right now, I'm talking about the level, the level 15. So the level here is not the level of the item. Level here is the level that you have to be able to purchase the item. It's not that you can't use it if you're not yet at the level, but in order to purchase it, you're going to have to be up. So I am going to talk about purely level 15 equipment here on this thing. So we're looking around. 300,000 hit points is definitely a lot more than I'm used to from Tier 2. She's reasonably quick. And these missiles are actually dual launch missiles. So we have 2 launchers. Each launcher fires 2 missiles. So we're going to fire 4 missiles in total. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about the various weapon systems down the road, but I think this is the one that the ship came with, so that's more or less what I've been sticking with. I have tried this legendary buckshot shotgun cannon, which is a completely ridiculous concept, But the thing can't hit the broadside of the barn from the inside of the barn. You can sit right next to another ship, and it's not it's not doing anything. So these things are reasonably well upgraded, and these are actually quite interesting because these things are, where are they? It's AA, so over here. These things are actually, where is it? Where are they? Up here. Right. So these things actually have both a CWIS sort of close range gun system, and they have a missile system as well. The range isn't grand. Actually, the level 2 or the tier 2 weaponry, the level 10 weaponry or level 5 weaponry has better range on these things. And this thing is a bit special in that this is very good against planes, because one thing in tier 3 that I've noticed is that some of the planes are very difficult to kill. And this does it takes a long time to reload, but it does a lot of damage. So if you are being pestered by airplanes, this is not a terrible thing to have. So I've got this thing here down to a 7-second reload, and it does almost 600 points of damage, and it's got a 3 kilometer range. So these things are pretty good at, I don't know if they're actually firing at missiles as well. I think they would, but if you're up against airplanes, that's a good thing. And yeah, there's a helicopter on it, so I haven't really done a lot with it quite yet. Just upgraded it a little bit. The general purpose of this ship is AA defense, and unlike in tier 2, where you have something like the Panteleiev and she can stand up 1-to-1 against things pretty easily, in tier 3, I find that no, I cannot alone. I need to be close to somebody. So you definitely have to stick with your team. But sticking with your team, she can add a lot of AA defense to the umbrella that you're around with it. All right, so let's have a look at some gameplay. In the first battle, we are out on the storm map, which means there's very little concealment, and it can really relatively easily happen that you're spawning on the right side, but I am spawning left, and it looks like there's one carrier in the enemy team, but no carrier on our side, so I am getting the helicopter up to do some early scouting. Getting the first scout in is super important, because the sheer amount of missile firepower that can come in is unholy. One thing that's nice about this helicopter is that it actually has missiles, anti-air missiles, so you can use it in the beginning to actually do something about enemy missiles, about enemy planes and helicopters. Okay, there's a Zumwalt. I'm not yet spotted, so I'm just starting to open up with these missiles. They do reasonably low damage, but they reload quickly, and there's lots of them. Okay, now I'm spotted, so I'm starting to move forward. That Zumwalt hasn't really found out yet how to play the Zumwalt. I don't think this is one of the ships that you necessarily want to play at extremely close range. So I'm opening up with the missiles, and as you see, they don't do a huge amount of damage, but I'm blasting away with the guns as well. Now the carrier is starting to circle around us here, and you see the planes hanging there in the air on the left side. But I think he was going for that other ship there, but we've lost one of our, I think it was a destroyer. But I've got the Zumwalt now, and now the planes are focusing on me as well. So now that's where there's some plane drop torpedoes apparently. So I'm going to use some grenades to get rid of these. And there's the Gerald Ford, so we're going to start opening up on that thing. That's where these, someone's calling out cheater. I'm not sure, I haven't seen anyone cheating. Maybe someone from our team, it's entirely possible. I don't know who that was. But the heavier hitting missiles, but you see the planes are still around. The heavier hitting missiles are quite useful. So eventually you will wear these planes down, and now they're shooting at the helicopter, and just doing damage. There you see it, like these impacts are pretty massive. And obviously it's a carrier, it's going to take a while to get this worn down, plus my missiles are not going to be able to penetrate its AA defenses that well, because I'm the only one shooting it in. I am getting the occasional missile in, but mostly this is work for the main guns. So I'm just circling around trying to find an angle where I'm not getting shredded to bits by his autocannons. It would probably have been better to just go bow in, so I'm reversing a little bit, trying to turn the ship around. It's not the most maneuverable of ships out there. Yeah, you get maybe 1 out of 4 missiles in, but That's an advantage of these like multiple rocket launchers. You get 1 or 2 missiles in, even though you're focusing something that has a lot of AA. So at this point, it's just the submarine and that Port Royal over there left. And we've already done, I don't know what we've done, what's 570,000 points of damage, and that's just the submarine left at this point, and he's done as well. So yeah, we did good together with that Missouri over there. And who was that complaining? I don't know. It was one of the other ships was complaining about a cheater. Let's do another one. And here we are on the rocks map. So we got a little bit more in terms of concealment that we can deal with. Yeah, and we're spawning on the right side again. Nice. But we are only 4 in a team, and the enemy team has 5 ships, which is unfortunate. This happens from time to time. We do have a carrier, but he's on the other side. So I am probably going to orient myself towards the carrier because he's all alone over there. But right now I'm just getting a helicopter scout out. And yeah, there are some ships. There's another Zumwalt and there's a bunch of stuff over there that we can shoot at. So let's get ship going. She is reasonably quick if you upgrade. And yeah, there's a Yamato. These things are very, very nasty because they are pay-to-win premium ships that do an absolute crap load of damage. So I'm heading over to the right to give our carrier support. Our carrier is coming under fire, obviously, and just getting flanking shots on that Yamato in. You have to be using the concealment. I mean, look at the missile spam that's coming, and this is why I'm sailing here, such that I can use my AA to help out my teammates here a little bit. But he doesn't want to be this exposed. He should definitely have been backing off. And I'm trying to get over to the carrier, but obviously I have to be careful. We need to wear something down over there first. But yeah, this player isn't going to be lasting very much longer. Not against three enemy ships. But while he's being shredded, I might as well just take the chance and do some damage as much as I can. Yeah, we are getting flanking fire in from the other side. So now we're down, but we're down to 3 versus 3. So it looks like the carrier has been doing some good work here. And we've almost got this ship down. Yep, and that leaves there's a Dmitry Donskoy back in the back. Yeah, he's starting to fire torpedoes and missiles at me. Not something my AA can take care of. So once I shoot my missiles, he's obviously going to dive. Now our carrier is dead. I haven't managed to get over there, so it's just me and whatever we have here against that Port Royal and the Donskoy. Now the problem with the Donskoy is that well, it's a submarine, so I'm pretty sure we can get rid of the Port Royal, but I am not actually very good at anti-submarine warfare. Unfortunately, the Port Royal just shot down my helicopter, so I don't really have a weapon against the submarine anymore. I mean, we're gonna kill the Port Royal. I'm the only ship left alive, so I'm gonna have to kill that thing. And my AA is working its magic. Nothing. I mean, stuff gets through still. I can't shoot everything down. But you see both the missile defense. I'm gonna have to deal with the torpedoes as well. Both the missile defense and the guns are opening up at these things. So we've got the Port Royal killed, which leaves the submarine. Now the unfortunate part is, well, the submarine has torpedoes, which means it can't shoot at me and I can't shoot back at it because I don't have torpedoes. The one thing that would have had torpedoes is my helicopter, but my helicopter is dead. So if I'm going to launch missiles at him, it's not really going to help me, because by the time that he's either going to chaff them, or by the time that they get there, the submarine is going to submerge, at which point the missiles are doing what they just did. They splash into the water and that's it. So now we're unfortunately at a bit of an impasse. I mean, I have the anti-submarine mortar, so I can, while I can't really dodge his torpedoes, I can destroy his torpedoes. The problem is, this thing has so much health. If he doesn't stay on the surface, there's absolutely no way for me to kill him. And at the same time, I mean, he can't shoot missiles at me, and my A is intercepting some of them might get through, but I've got 200,000 hit points remaining. He's not going to be able to kill me either. So, yeah, so what's... I'm just gonna spoil it and say this is gonna end up in a draw, more or less, or like both teams lose. I don't know how it really works, but I can't kill him and he can't kill me. Like he gets some missiles through, I can heal up, but I can't do enough damage at him quickly enough with him going up and down, in and out of the water. I would need him to stay surfaced. And as long as he doesn't make a mistake and runs his oxygen completely down, I actually don't really have a way of dealing with him. So yeah, that's a bit of a downside of the Varyag, in such that while she is an anti-surface ship cruiser. She is not a torpedo cruiser. I mean, look at his missiles making it through. There's definitely a lot of missile firepower. So even my AA can't quite keep up with it. But he just can't. And somebody gives me a hint here. Unfortunately, it's in, I presume, Chinese, and I can't read it. So I can destroy his torpedoes, but I'm probably going to be running out of ammunition for the grenade launcher or the mortar before he's running out of torpedoes. So I can do a little bit of damage on him, but not enough. And yeah, we're really stuck here. He can't kill me, I can't kill him, because I'm healing up quicker than he can actually inflict damage upon me, unless he comes up to the surface. Tier 3 is interesting. So you get good tier 3 games when most of the people are kind of at the level 15 equipment. But you unfortunately also get tier 3 games where people have the more advanced equipment, where it's you just die. You just die instantly. You get the ship just gets deleted. So this is something that makes tier 3 very different from playing tier 2, because you don't get that in tier 2, right? Because if you fit tier 3 equipment into a tier 2 ship, and I see that actually happening fairly frequently, then you'll often end up in tier 3 games. So don't do it. And everybody has more or less the same equipment in tier 2, in tier 3 not so much. So is this a good ship, like the free tier 3 ship that you get? Yeah, it's a good ship. And play it as a defensive AA support cruiser, because that's really your strength. Stick with your teammates. Try to give AA support wherever you can, and use the missiles and your guns against surface combatants. And you know, this and you can use your grenades or your mortar for anti-submarine warfare. Not really, but for torpedo defense is what you can use it for. Anyway, cutting a long story short, I'm just going to fast forward to when this is going to be timing out. Yep, time is up. And we just, you know, we just couldn't manage to kill each other. it's just like that. So, yeah. Anyway, it's not a bad ship, and it's definitely fun to play. So that's it for today. Thanks, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.